She don't play for the Fever yet. She want to get down with the get down. She see what's going on.
In today's modern professional sports landscape, there are usually two types of players who try to align themselves with a once-in-a-generation superstar like Caitlin Clark. The first is a strategic veteran, the enforcer, someone willing to sacrifice personal stats and spotlight in order to protect the franchise cornerstone and help build a championship culture. The second type is very different, the clout chaser. This is a player who sees exploding TV ratings, sold-out arenas, and viral social media attention, and tries to attach themselves to that ecosystem purely for personal brand growth and financial gain. Right now, the Indiana Fever sit at the center of the basketball world. Since drafting Caitlin Clark, the franchise has experienced a surge in attention, revenue, and global visibility. Her impact has created such a powerful economic ripple effect that free agents across the WNBA are closely watching Indiana as a potential destination. For the Fever front office, however, the challenge is not just attracting talent. It's identifying the right kind of talent. Building a long-term contender around Clark requires chemistry, defensive toughness, and players who understand their roles. One wrong ego in a locker room could disrupt not just team dynamics, but an entire offensive system built around precision and spacing. At the same time, this roster-building process unfolds under broader uncertainty of collective bargaining negotiations and the possibility of league-wide labor tension. With figures like Adam Silver overseeing the NBA's broader basketball ecosystem, the financial and structural implications extend beyond one team. As free agency discussions intensify, social media has amplified the spectacle. Some players have openly signaled interest in joining Indiana, even appearing publicly in Fever merchandise, gestures that fuel speculation and media narratives. Whether those moves reflect genuine competitive ambition or strategic self-promotion is up for debate. What's clear is that the gravitational pull of Clark's presence has reshaped the conversation, and every decision the Fever make now carries heightened stakes for both basketball success and business impact.
Dominoes, I don't know what it is. Scrabble, I don't know what it is. But what she got on? She got on Indiana Fever merch. She don't play for the Fever yet. She want to get down with the get down. She see what's going on. And
she clearly understands the opportunity in front of her and sees exactly what is happening in Indiana. From a pure basketball standpoint, this is a kind of physical presence the Indiana Fever could genuinely use. At 6 feet 3 inches and 185 pounds, a player of that build offers rim protection, defensive switchability on perimeter, and the strength to set punishing screens. Championship history shows that elite offensive stars often thrive alongside physical enforcers who handle the gritty work. Michael Jordan benefited from teammates like Dennis Rodman who absorbed physical battles, while Stephen Curry has long relied on Draymond Green for defensive communication and toughness. Similarly, after a rookie season filled with heavy defensive pressure, Caitlin Clark would certainly benefit from a strong, defensive-minded presence willing to protect the paint, set hard screens, and bring physical intensity. However, physical tools are only part of the equation. The greater challenge for Indiana's front office is psychological alignment. It's not enough to evaluate height, wingspan, or rebounding averages. The organization must determine a player's true motivation for wanting to join the team. Are they coming to defend, rebound, and complement Clark's playmaking? Or are they seeking a larger spotlight within a rapidly growing platform? Around the WNBA, there have already been examples of high-profile roster additions disrupting chemistry by competing for control rather than embracing defined roles. For the Fever, the priority must be preserving cohesion and long-term stability. The wrong personality fit would not just affect touches or minutes. It could destabilize a system carefully built around maximizing Clark's strengths and sustaining team success.
We're hearing robbing us. We don't need no more of that, okay? We damn sure don't need no more Natasha Howard's coming over here talking about winning MVP, trying to bring the ball up the court and not giving it to Caitlin Clark.
The Indiana Fever cannot afford another destabilizing situation where a player enters a high-efficiency system and attempts to redefine it around themselves. In a fast-paced offense built to maximize Caitlin Clark's vision, range, and tempo, the structure depends on spacing, quick decision-making, and clear hierarchy. When a historically complementary player suddenly tries to dominate possessions, initiate the offense, or chase individual accolades at the expense of flow, the geometry of the system breaks down. Transition opportunities disappear, ball movement stalls, and what was once a dynamic attack turns into stagnant isolation basketball. For the Indiana Fever, role clarity is not optional, it is foundational. Players who join must fully understand that the system runs through Clark. Those willing to thrive within that structure, by defending, hitting open shots, and embracing defined responsibilities, can elevate both their careers and the team ceiling. But any free agent prioritizing personal usage rate or spotlight over cohesion risks undermining the chemistry that fuels success. At the same time, even the most carefully constructed roster may be irrelevant if broader labor instability disrupts the league itself. As the WNBA navigates collective bargaining negotiations, significant economic questions loom. The Players Association is pushing for expanded revenue sharing, improved housing benefits, and substantial salary cap growth, demand shaped in part by recent spikes in visibility and ratings. However, leverage in such negotiations ultimately rests with ownership and the financial structure supporting the league. The National Basketball Association plays a major role in that ecosystem, and comments from Commissioner Adam Silver have underscored the complexity of the financial realities involved. As discussions continue, the outcome will not be determined by emotion or momentum alone, but by long-term sustainability, revenue models, and strategic compromise.
Interesting perspectives on the current state of the CBA negotiations. He thinks it's, unfortunate, as he said, where they are right now. He thinks they're getting close to the 11th hour. He has not yet set a drop-dead deadline date, and he said he's not ready.
In recent comments, Adam Silver suggested negotiations are approaching a critical stage, though he stopped short of setting a firm deadline. Interpreting that corporate language more bluntly, it signals patience rather than urgency. From a business standpoint, the National Basketball Association is not obligated to intervene hastily in WNBA labor talks, nor is it positioned to absorb unlimited financial losses without a sustainable long-term framework. While some players and media voices frame the moment as one of peak leverage due to rising ratings and visibility, the broader financial structure of the league remains complex. The WNBA does not operate in isolation. It exists within a larger basketball ecosystem that includes NBA ownership influence and shared business interests. Ultimately, the balance of power in collective bargaining will come down to economics, long-term viability, and negotiated compromise, not momentum or public pressure alone.
A lot of people out here are a little bit confused or have lost the plot that the NBA really does call a lot of the shots, and Adam Silver could have and should have been more prevalent and vocal of a role than he has.
The power dynamics between the National Basketball Association and the WNBA are often misunderstood. The NBA owns roughly 50% of the WNBA and plays a significant role in infrastructure, media negotiations, and long-term strategic planning. As commissioner, Adam Silver operates within a global, multi-billion-dollar business framework that prioritizes sustainability, media rights stability, and labor balance across the broader basketball ecosystem. From a financial standpoint, revenue sharing proposals must align with actual league economics, including operating costs, existing margins, and future growth projections. While increased visibility, fueled in part by stars like Caitlin Clark, has strengthened the league's momentum, one season of elevated ratings does not automatically restructure long-term financial models. At the same time, players understandably seek compensation structures that reflect rising popularity and market expansion. Collective bargaining negotiations are inherently tense because they involve competing priorities: player compensation, ownership risk, investment timelines, and sustainable growth. If discussions would stall into a lockout scenario, it would affect not just team-building plans for franchises like the Indiana Fever, but also the broader trajectory of women's professional basketball. Ultimately, neither side benefits from prolonged instability. The real challenge is finding a compromise that captures current momentum without overextending financial realities. The situation is less about dramatic power plays and more about complex economics, leverage, and long-term viability.